Welcome everyone to our committee meetings for Wednesday, October 2nd. Start off with Health Services Committee.
Good evening, everybody. The Health Services Committee meeting at 6 p.m. We have two resolutions. First one, approving related service provider contract preschool special education program.
Davis.
True Davis. Al Bloomer. All three. Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Please carried. Budget amendment, opioid settlement fund.
Davis.
Davis. Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Madam Chair, just so I could explain that this is a kind of a housekeeping issue. I'm sure you don't recall, but when we first started the settlement and receipts, it was my recommendation that we set up a capital account to not only hold the money, but expend the money. The difference between a capital account and a normal operating account is the operating account expires at 12/31. And anything that's unexpended then has to be reappropriated. Whereas in a capital account, think of a project, you keep the accounting records going until the project is complete. So to me, it was just more ease of accounting and why we set it up in the capital account. But the auditors at the end of the day disagreed. So now what we do is, because much of the money is coming in advance and we don't have a scheduled plan that we can roll out in one fiscal year, the monies are held on the balance sheet in deferred income. And then as we spend the money or plan to spend the money, the balance sheet of deferred income raise the revenue level and the expense level and the P&L statements and then expend the money that way. So this is just kind of a housekeeping issue that we'll do as we go forward. You'll see us reappropriating money as we go forward.
Is it just this one, or will it be multiple different type of?
Anything that'll have to do with the opiate settlements,
Okay.
will come this way.
Yeah, why just do it in 2 steps? Do it in 12.
I think all the encumbrances would have to be carried over, but it's in the operating account and it's just, I guess I was trying to use the KISS principle and shame on me. We have Davis, Hobart, and did you get a vote on that?
I thought I did.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
That is carried. Is there anything else to come before Health Services this evening?
See the public health van out at Arrow again.
Yeah, very good.
Veterans.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
I have Hobart moving, who second?
Boomer.
Bloomer.
Boomer, thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. I'd like to call county resources to order at 6:03. We do not have any action items for the month of October. If anybody has anything they speak about county resources, please do so. Going once, going twice.
Motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn, second.
Second.
We are adjourned. You might have been the quickest one. Thank you.
I think it was.
Charlie picked up.
Charlie, if you keep still during this next committee, you know, we'll go on. Keep still. Don't swear over there, you got the microphone. We should. All recording.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the Public Safety Committee to order at 6:04 p.m. We have 2 proposed action items. Before we get into that, we have with us John Farrell, Director of 911 Center, for his report.
Good evening, everyone. First thing, I'll go over September's numbers for you. EMS calls 496, fire calls 145, police calls 1,674, unknown 619, total calls of 2,934. The inbound phone calls within the 911 center, 3,145. Mutual aid, 15, and fire mutual aid, that was EMS. The fire is 3 for the month. Hazmat calls, we had 2 this past month, one in the village of Catskill and a vehicle accident on the New York State Thruway. And the fire investigation had 0 calls this month. Before you tonight is 2 resolutions. The first one is the annual grant that we receive once a year. It's 30% of the 98,160. It's divided between the Sheriff's Office and Emergency Services. And there's also documentation in there where that money is going and so forth. On our side, we're going to be using it for towers and so forth. So that's the first resolution. The second is our fire tower. Every 5 years, I have to have it inspected. It was built in 2008. First 2 inspections, everything, I have to say, the 14 years of service, that building is in very good shape. When it got inspected a couple months ago, both Greg Seberg and myself spent the day with the gentleman going through. And the items that have to be replaced are basically like the doors going into the burn rooms and replacement of the ceiling and so forth. And after we received which I know you all have a copy of, both of us, because of this protection of firefighters going in there, learning how to fight fires, thought it was in the best interest that we would have WHP and their staff come out to take care of that. And also I did follow up with them if we had hired an outside contractor, what the warranty that comes as well, fix the facility. And of course, our firefighters are number one. We got to make sure it stays in compliance. I just want to mention a couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to go over to Hudson with the fire coordinator, George Keeler, to have a little walkthrough through the Donald Klein Technical School, to meet with the administration. I have to say, I cannot say the leadership over there is very enthused about the fire science course that's opened there. Then we had the opportunity after that to meet the 5 students that are signed up. 4 of the 5 are from Greene County. I believe it's November 1st. They're going to be coming over to Carroll to spend 1 day with us, a half a day, to look at our training facility, also look at the 911 center, how we operate. The same thing is happening over in Columbia. We had the opportunity to see their new truck that they got from Gloversville that was donated. Currently getting it fixed and put in service for their classes, and then in the future they're planning on taking that fire truck going to every school in the 2 counties to try to promote into so we can get more to get into the class for next year. On the 17th of this month, I'm having a battalion meeting where I bring all the leadership of every fire company in. I also have the instructors that are doing classes over there coming to say a few words, hopefully maybe move forward to get their minds set to think about what students coming up in those grades of the junior and senior classes. Hopefully next year we'll have a better turnout, more students participating.
Question for you, Ken.
Yes, sir.
The fire truck that's going to go around to promote this thing with the schools, is there any way we could talk to the superintendent of the schools as like a whole when they, I mean, I know they had like basic CPR as part of like their health class, where you could have people come in and instruct, kind of give them real life scenarios. really a kid in high school isn't gonna know if he walks up on somebody, whether they're hiking or a car accident.
Well, I think, what Fred Fox is trying to do between the two parties, come up with some type of procedure to try to get this out. I think the superintendent probably would be a great step, and I will pass that along.
Yeah, just so they could put together a syllabus to like pass on to these kids, and then who knows, maybe it'll spark an interest that way to where they actually see people who do it every day.
No, I will pass that along.
All right.
On the last topic that I got, I just want to give you an update in regard to the 911 center. We still have 2 open positions. This coming Friday, we have 7 interviews scheduled. Hoping that we will move forward and hire 2 to fill those open spots. Any questions? If not, yes.
Tom brings that up. I know on the mountaintop, we go to the elementary school and the state police come, DEP comes to get the dive tanks.
Oh, fire prevention?
Yeah, fire prevention. Do they do that down here too? I mean, cause that really sparks, a young kid, that really sparks your.
Most of the schools in the valley and on the mountaintop, I think they all participate together. I know Athens does it, Rocky.
Okay.
But most of and I know on the mountaintop, if I'm not mistaken, they all come together. It's at Hunter, I think.
Yeah, it's a hunter, yeah. Yeah, it's great. They come out and kids have a blast.
Yeah.
They really, it gets you thinking about it and they get excited.
Absolutely. Mr. EMS, Sean, you got anything to report?
Yeah, there'll be enough coming up here shortly unless, someone has anything to.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Remind everybody that we do have that meeting. For the committee, on that is the 5th report on October 9th. 6 p.m. That is out at the training center downstairs. Big room. Read the report. It's going to take a couple of times. If you haven't looked through it yet, it'll take you a little bit to get through it and figure it out and understand it. But read it before that night. Good discussion. I'm sure you read it once or twice.
They'll dive into it.
Figure it out, huh? There's a lot.
All right, and Sheriff Pete Kuzminski with his report.
Good evening, everybody. All right, so for the month of September, we had 157 civil attempts, served 51 civil papers, issued 198 traffic tickets, investigated 29 traffic accidents, made 39 arrests and 1 DWI arrest. We handled 567 calls for service and made 324 traffic stops. On September 1st, the starting jail population was 29. And as of September 30th, it was 31, the high for the month being 31. Corrections officers did 23 transports, traveling 581 miles, totaling 41.5 hours, moving 34 inmates, and we have 1 state-ready inmate in our custody. Also last month, Superintendent Shanley attended the annual jail administrators training in Albany, hosted by the New York State Sheriff's Association. Sandy had a made a lot of good connections up there and a lot of networking. Help us out. Like to end with one good case for the month. We had several serious accidents this past month, including one on State Route 23 in the town of Catskill, where a subject passed a stop sign on 5 Mile Wood Road and pulled into the path of a motorcycle, which was occupied by 2 people, the driver and a passenger. After striking the motorcycle, the driver and passenger were ejected. Deputy Ryan Schrader was one of the first to arrive at the scene. He found a motorcycle driver off the roadway with an amputated leg and severe bleeding. Deputy Schrader applied his tourniquet to the man's upper thigh, preventing him from bleeding out at the scene. Deputy Schrader then turned his attention to the female passenger, who also had multiple injuries, and one of her leg was also severely injured, and he applied yet another tourniquet to her upper leg. The driver was airlifted to Albany Medical Center where he had to be resuscitated twice. Somehow he survived, but he's still hospitalized and remains in critical condition today. The passenger's injured leg also had to be removed later at the hospital, so both of them lost legs in this. He also remains in a hospital suffering from some type of infection as a result of her injuries, but she's in stable condition. As a result of that, we arrested the driver of the car for vehicular assault in the first degree, DWI, reckless driving, refusal to take a breath test, failure to yield the right of way, and consumption of alcohol in a motor vehicle. He was arraigned and committed to the county jail in lieu of $75,000 cash bail. Deputy Schrader has been awarded a life-saving commendation for his quick response and the life-saving measures he performed that day. So great to him. We appreciate his service. Good thing he was right around. He was in Leeds on Main Street, so he was there pretty quickly. I also want to thank the 911 dispatch, John and his staff. They acted professionally that day. Everybody was there together. EMS, fire, Dawn came out. The district attorney came out. It was a great combined effort. Everybody did a great job. So actually, I think you're having a fundraiser, correct?
Yeah. He just had another surgery today. They had to amputate him. He is a feeding tube, has tracheotomy, cylinder-induced pneumonia. She just had her 7th surgery yesterday on her leg.
Shame, but several serious.
And they live in Canada.
Yeah.
They're from
When
Canada.
is the fundraiser?
We're doing a benefit November 8th.
Number 8, thank you.
So I got questions. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for putting the radar trailer out in Spruce Valley. My one question is, does it record or tabulate how many people go by there?
Yep.
Over,
All the
because,
speeds, the time.
yeah, because as I go through the valley knocking on doors, that is the #1 complaint, that people speed through there. More than one person said that their family dog has been killed by a car, and it's a problem.
Yeah, no, we have, each year we get complaints up there and I try to get that.
Yeah.
The one we put up there is actually the newer one.
Yeah, but no, thank you. I'd be interested in the stats
Yeah,
on
well,
that.
I'll get them printed out, or I'll send them to you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
It's very constant, the only building that gets treated worse than our fire training tower, maybe not worse, but in manner would be the jail. It was money well spent to repair that fire training tower. That thing gets beat up pretty hard.
Accident, because the fire department, your house is burning, yeah, people not invited.
Yeah, they literally set this thing on fire intentionally.
All right, so moving into the proposed action items. Number 1, establishing capital project number 153-2024, State Homeland Security Grant Program. Martinez, Handle. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The second proposed action item is establishing capital project number 154- repair to the fire training tower. Planning, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Anything else to come before public safety?
I do have a need for an executive session for the appointment of a particular individual.
I'll make a motion to go in executive.
Second. Lennon?
Yeah. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Immediately following that exec session, we will.